I'm here at UDS R with Sean Sosik-Hamor.
Yes, indeed.
Sean, you're a force of nature behind the scenes. Everybody comes to you and the IS team for everything, it seems like, here. How many UDSs have you participated in?
So I've participated in 10 UDSs so far. So UDS Boston was my first UDS, and so that was in 2007. And so that's when I came on board as a employee. And since I came on board with the IS team, I just kind of got roped into helping out, tossing down phones and helping hang access points and stuff. And because of my photography and logistics background, it's kind of turned into my job role at Canonical in the facilities and events team.
So what is your actual, I know what I call you, but what is your actual job title?
So it's IS, Facilities and Events Projects Engineer. And so for 4 months, or in every 6-month Ubuntu cycle, for 4 months of the cycle, I'm working on offices, data centers, ordering hardware, making sure everything is working in our data centers, offices. That's the facilities side of the role, as well as the rest of the facilities and events team working on that role as well. And then about 2 months before UDS, my job role kind of shifts into my events role, and I start preparing for UDS for the upcoming event. Now, with that said, we're planning venues a year and a half out. And so it's just, I go actually heads down 2 months before UDS to actually start ordering equipment and making sure the venue's ready for the horde of geeks to arrive. So,
But it's such a wonderful horde of geeks.
It is a wonderful horde of geeks. I love it.
It really is. So as you prepare, anybody who's been in the role of events, anything, whether it's coordinator, planner, facilitator, whatever that happens to be, knows that nothing survives the first contact ever. That's also in battle, but we won't associate this with battle. What has been to date one of the most challenging moments to getting UDS out, really out the door, like a release, in the can, but to getting UDS, and how did you overcome it?
It's mainly working with the hotel or venue in this case, where we're actually a full-blown convention center. They don't like being called a hotel here. And so the first events that we had done, we had actually relied on the hotel's network. And so we come in, the hotel assures us that they have enterprise-grade hardware, enterprise-grade this. We've had 1,000-person events, 10,000-person events. And of course, their benchmark is 1,000 business guys with a phone, or a laptop that they use to check email once a day. And so previous events that we've done, the hotel network has just completely fallen over. And so the biggest hurdle we've had to overcome is when we come to events like this, we essentially tear out the venue's entire infrastructure. We tear out their wireless, we tear out a lot of their network, and we deploy all of our own equipment and switches and access points. And that's the first hurdle to overcome, is that venue networks are never up to us.
Well, not all conventions or summits or conferences have people who both have multiple laptops,
Exactly.
multiple phones, tablets, and you name it, whatever else they're bringing with them to connect to the internet simultaneously. And it's often in parallel with other events that are going on too. And so you guys do a very good job of overcoming that hurdle.
We try.
And I think even you rival bigger events, bigger conferences in the open source arenas. You could definitely write a how-to on how to do this. So you do it very well. So thank you. Often you get yelled at, or I say yelled at, but when something goes wrong, people are searching for any interview. And when it goes right, people are happy, but they don't often know who to go back to and say thank you. So
Right.
On behalf of everyone and the successes, I want to say thank you for your hard work and what you do. I remember back in Barcelona, I was a remote participant. Remote participation then consisted of an IceCast stream and an IRC channel, and it was just really getting started about this. And it was quite painful as a remote participant. But the feedback, you listened. And
Yes.
by you, it's the royal
Yes,
you.
the entire team.
You listened, and it got better. It significantly improved the next one. So from remote participation then, almost 5 years ago?
4, yeah.
4 or 5-ish, 2009, I guess.
Right.
To now, what's been most exciting about remote participation, and how has it grown?
Well, we're still using some of the same core technology, where our go-to remote participation is still the IRC channels, but we've expanded on that by working with like Chris Johnston and some of the community guys. Unfortunately, I don't know their other names, but working with the community to get better integration with the channels, with the bots, channel registrations, and so that way the bots are integrated with Summit, and then Summit is integrated with all the display screens going on in the rooms to say when the next session is happening, what is going on in each room. And then it's still an IceCast, is still our main audio stream. But we've just, with the better bandwidth that we've gotten, like we're getting 100 megabit dedicated fiber minimum for every event now, just for UDS, which rivals the event's normal bandwidth. And so now we've cut down the buffer time on the IceCast streams from minutes of lag to seconds of lag. And this event was the first event we were experimenting with Google Hangouts. And so we're attempting to automate Hangout sessions with webcams mounted on the screens in every single room. And so that was kind of a shaky start, just because of some authentication issues and Google kind of battling our attempts to automate it. But we think that adding Hangouts to our arsenal of remote participation will really help things. I'm not sure if we'll be enabling two-way participation. It's mainly just a stream being able to view the Hangout. But next time through, we might investigate actually two-way participation if there's like track leads or something at home who need to address the room.
I just think the overall event, being in the community in 2009, participating remotely, not having a clue about how exciting and exhausting a UDS can be as a participant. And I know that you and the IS team, not only do you keep all this going with the help of others, but you also participate in some of the sessions. So I cannot imagine how exhausted you are after each event. What is something that I haven't asked you about that you would like for people to know about UDS and the organization of it?
It's just that there's a lot of things going on behind the curtain, where I've had a few people say to me, oh, UDS must be really easy to run. It's, just slap up a firewall and a few access points. And the IS team, so many guys have gone in and out the past week or two. Since we've been here for 2 weeks, there was a Canonical internal event before this. And it gives us twofold. The Canonical saves money by piggybacking events at the same venue, but we were here for a week setting up for UDS. It's not just come in, set up on a Sunday, and we're done. We were here for an entire week setting up the events. We had 10 or 12 guys total just from the Canonical IS team. And so we, here throughout the past week and a half or so, we sent a lot of guys home on Monday and Tuesday because they were here for UDS setup. But there's a lot of guys, helping out with this behind the scenes. And then Forum, our dedicated audiovisual team, they have 8 or 9 guys here as well. And so those are all the guys you see running around in the black Ubuntu technical shirts. But it's just, a lot of people help out with this. I seem to be the most visual person running around, but there's a lot of people working behind the scenes as well.
Well, I'd like to say thank you for sitting down with
Yes,
me
indeed.
And explaining a little bit more what happens behind the curtain. And maybe we can snap some pictures of that incredible room that you guys, that tech room, that is a sight to behold for many reasons. But thank you, and I can't wait to see what the next UDS brings.
Yes, indeed. I can't wait either. Thank you.